Aloha and welcome in Soul Family, Soul Ohana. I am Kapualani. And as always, I'm going to just open up the space, a little bit of cleansing, a little bit of intention setting, and so forth by just chiming my tuning fork 3 times. I encourage you to gently close your eyes, focus on the breath, breathing deeply in through the nose, maybe for a count of 4. If you'd like to hold it at the top for a count of 4 and then release fully through the mouth with a ha or a sigh, I invite you to take 3 to 4 deep, soothing, cleansing, healing breaths now. All right. So, once again, just thank you so much for being here. To my loyal subscribers, I just want to extend my deepest gratitude and appreciation to you for continuing to return and to support the channel here. If this is your first time with us, I encourage you to subscribe. And for everyone, thank you so much. Any likes, all of your likes, comments, I should say, are very encouraging and only help to further grow the channel here. And so when you do subscribe, not only are you supporting the channel, but it helps me to tune in a bit deeper to your energies. But nevertheless, let's get into this timeless reading. Anything and everything that you may need to know for your highest, greatest good and path in the here and now. Thank you, Spirit, ancestors, universe. So I said ancestors, and look at that. I got the 10 of Cups coming through. So your ancestors are speaking to you right now. I'm hearing this message. They are applauding you. They are supporting you. And obviously they are guiding you. They are with you. Something is coming full circle here. There may be some celebrations or a reason to celebrate. So if there's been a recent or upcoming birthday, anniversary, maybe when you're watching this, that could be something that's going on as we speak. But yes, 10 of Cups, so house, home, family, community, even if it's your workspace that there's a focus on and it's about the core group environment that's there. But Spirit, speak to me about this 10 of Cups. So patience with temperance, balance, harmony, Archangel Michael. And what did I say? Your angels, your ancestors are watching over you. So ancestors and archangels, a combination of both. The divine is truly guiding you right now. Things may be in a state of development, or actually I feel like it's growth that's happening, a completion again of cycles, things coming full circle, getting ready to open up to something new. I don't know why I normally would not say this, but I'm hearing the word possible children involved or pregnancy, and if it's not actual physical pregnancy, conception, that kind of a thing, there's something about an expansion of family or a connection, a reconnection that's underway with people who it's either like a family reunion or what may feel like soul family. All right, but you're being guided in that direction, and so have a little bit of faith and patience. What I see with the Temperance card, there is an alchemy underway, and that's sort of like in process right now as you're going through what may be something of a transition. Maybe you are thinking about changing households, something I've been saying this off and on quite a bit, like a relocation or visiting with family who may not be close by. Maybe they're further away. Yeah, look at that. The Chariot, travel, movement, possible relocation again. So the Temperance energy is Sagittarius energy. Just as a note, Chariot energy, I believe that's Cancer energy, but always double check me just to be sure. But I'm pretty sure the Chariot is Cancer energy. Pretty positive that it is. And so I feel like, with the water elements, even though Sagittarius with Temperance is fire, it's immutable fire, and we have the influence of water here. So there's something that's alchemizing, something that again is in process. So whatever it is that you're holding space for, that you're, focusing on, allow for things to flow, but also remember that you are very much part of it. So I'm hearing like do your part. Maybe that's part of what the full circle cycle is a turning over of the generations. As we grow and develop, as we get older, as we mature, we start to see ourselves stepping into the roles of our parents, grandparents, that sort of thing. We start to see ourselves a little bit differently. So that may be also what's coming through. Now, I just want to put it out there for those of you who are new. There is a part 2 to this reading. It's in my extensions. You can find the link to this in the comments and the description below. Okay, but otherwise you can go to kapualani.com/extensions. And I do also offer live as well as pre-recorded readings for those interested, okay, at kapualani.com. We've got the 5 of Cups, so more of the chalices. And, while things are in motion, there may be times when there's a reflection on the past, a dwelling on the past, or they may be difficult letting go of certain things, moving on, could be challenging as much as you may be looking forward to moving forward, moving onward. And, I did say something, it does sound a little bit, it can be a little bit bittersweet or a little bit of melancholy attached to it when I was saying the turning of the generations, turning over of the generations, evolving, growing, maturing, aging, that kind of thing. You seeing yourself again stepping into the role of the elder, for example. No longer the child or the youngin, that sort of thing. But there's a reminder with the 5 of Cups that, you have every right to feel what you need to feel, but do your best to be mindful of any times when you might be dwelling or attaching to the past, struggling to let go of what is no more. But remember that, just a little bit of a pivot to the right or just looking right behind you, that kind of a thing. And actually, in saying that, I'm hearing you won't have to look over your shoulder for much longer. And if you feel like you have been, this is that time to allow yourself to put any regrets, any fears, any doubts to rest and to embrace the healing and really know that, there may be part of you that is aware that happiness is still possible. But it's not always so easy to just go from a state of sorrow or sadness or even grievances or grief into just boom, happy. Right? It takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of work and effort to get there. And so what I see that though, you're trying to find that balance. So where is this coming from? What is this 5 of Cups about? What is this relating to? We've got the King of Rods and the Queen of Pentacles. So the masculine and feminine of fire and earth. Okay. With the King of Rods, we've got the fire signs of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Queen of Pentacles. We've got the earth energies of Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. These water energies, just to make a little bit of a mention, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But there's something here with looking toward the past in terms of, because when we have the King of Rods, this is a visionary for the future. But this one, he's looking at the past. He's turned this way, and the Queen of Pentacles is turned the other way. So you might be feeling torn in terms of your vision lining up with what's right in front of you and how to plan for the future accordingly. It's almost like Spirit is saying, try not to fixate too much or base your plans for the future on certain, like whatever you may perceive as a failure from the past, if that makes sense. This is the time to embrace the vision. This is the time to pace yourself, but to still proudly, and sometimes there does need to be a little boldness in terms of putting one foot in front of the next. Okay. But the fire and the earth, something is balancing out in terms of what's coming together, what's formulating, what I'm hearing, bringing the vision into reality by acknowledging that you're already well ahead of the game. You're already ahead of yourself in so many ways. There may even be less action, less planning that needs to happen than you think. Maybe it's because in the past, you've been trying to catch up to where you are right now. So sometimes it's a little difficult to, really acknowledge the present moment and your present circumstances for the better, for what it is. We still may be caught up in our perceptions and kind of, struggling to recognize that we're already much further along in our manifestations than we're giving ourselves credit for, than what we're maybe seeing or experiencing. And so this is where it's building up of the confidence. Maybe where you are now isn't exactly where you had always imagined or pictured or hoped that you would be. But it doesn't mean that you're not empowered. It doesn't mean that you don't have a, control over what's going on, that you are not in a strong position as it is, because you're showing up with the King of Rods, the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if this doesn't feel like you, this could, describe someone in your life, someone around you. So, Spirit, let's speak to us about this King of Rods, Queen of Pentacles energy. What can we anticipate in terms of an outcome energy, or at least where this is all heading in the message overall? Ace of Rods, that new beginning, a new vision, a new reality, a new form of inspiration, of an aha moment, a new cycle presenting itself, a new way of doing something, a new way of being, of forging ahead. And so I feel like it's about appreciating and again getting yourself set up in the right sort of perception, the mindset, and not just mindset, but this is earth and fire of the vision with the motivation, what's motivating and inspiring you into action. There's a self-discipline that's necessary, so we're not getting too much further ahead of ourselves than we need to be. It's not just about enjoying the moment, but it's about embracing the good again that you've already managed to establish, because we've got this Queen of Pentacles, which the Queen of Pentacles at times is kind of setting you up for Empress mode in a way. So that speaks to empowerment, that speaks to your ability to be self-fulfilled. All right. And so that's kind of what's leading you here, is like, what does bring you fulfillment here and now in the day to day. All right, in the present sense of things, as you project your vision of the future that you desire, right? Knowing that it's within your hands. And isn't this beautiful? I love it. We open up with the 10 of Cups, which is those endings and beginnings. And then we sort of close things out with this Ace of Rods. Okay. So I feel like after doing your best to be patient in so many ways, with, things coming full circle, maybe it's the conclusion of something, maybe it's a graduation of some sort. If it's not you, your children, or maybe it's a family member, a loved one, completing something that is bringing you joy and fulfillment, or that in its completion can bring joy and fulfillment, even if there are a bit of mixed feelings, mixed emotions, even if you are still sort of needing to exercise some patience in terms of what's coming next. Right? I feel so much in this message here with this spread that there is something that is, that's kind of being wrapped up. And maybe that's also part of what's like making you feel a little bit down. Is like, yeah, I feel really like relieved and grateful and glad that this is all coming full circle, and then I'm closing out of certain cycles, but, and that new cycles are coming. But it's also like, I don't know why, but Spirit's telling me, if it feels like things are dragging on, or that, I don't know, there's something about, just see the good that's right in front of you. Not to overcomplicate it, but see the good that's right in front of you. Okay, so I'm going to, just as a reminder, in part 2, in the extension, now, next I will be shuffling for the animal spirit guides here, and then in part 2, I'm going to give my downloads for whatever card or cards come through with our animal spirit guides and guidance. And then in the part 2, I'm going to read from the book in terms of whatever's coming through with, again, the animal spirit guides. But in part 2, if you have a yes or no question that you would like to ask, I'm going to pull card with the angel answer oracles, a card or cards, whichever number shows up, a card or cards, for our angel answers. And I'm also going to be pulling from the romance angels. So even if you do not have a love-based inquiry or question, I like to say that with the romance angels, put that focus toward whatever, gives you a sense of aliveness, whatever is, you're passionate about right now. And we'll get some guidance in that regard. Okay? So, again, in closing, there are still things to look forward to. Ace of Rods, I feel a lot of this optimism in terms of clarity of vision and where you're heading. And again, there's something here with also knowing that your past experiences, I didn't necessarily say this piece, but work from your past experiences, learn from them, so that you can forge ahead with greater clarity and confidence. Okay? All right, so spirits, animal spirit guides, who's speaking to us today? What is the message that we have? What animal spirit guide is with us today and here and now? Thank you. All right, so we've got tarantula and snake. Okay, tarantula and snake energies. So with this tarantula energy, I feel like, obviously, aside from sensitivity, I don't know why, but the message that I'm getting, and I know this has like nothing to do with the tarantula meaning, but unexpected, something unexpected. And again, with the snake, we've got full circle. We've got like flower of life. It's not exactly just the flower of life, but that sacred geometry. Oh my gosh. I know the flower of life is at the core of it. But aside from things coming full circle with the snake, there's regeneration. There's something here with movements, tuning in with the tarantula and snake combo. Okay. From the ground up, being sensitive to vibration, tuning into your energetics. Pay attention to your energy in terms of allowing it to guide you, like, and being drawn a lot to like these two cards again with the King of Rods and the Queen of Pentacles. So there could be, a significant fire sign, earth sign, masculine, feminine energy around you. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be their signs, but like the description of people. There's something here also with liking, being surrounded, or how should I put this? Don't be afraid to manifest wealth and to step into that and to recognize where you've already accomplished and achieved that. There may be a new way of you to attract and or create wealth is part of what I'm getting. A new way of doing that, a new cycle opening up for you, if that's also something that you've been looking for or looking toward. With the tarantula, I don't know why, but I get also like there may be part of you that, even though you may not feel like you're very far along or ahead or powerful, for example, don't disregard your own power, like an ability to intimidate. I'm just getting that as a message. There's also something here, okay, Ouroboros with the snake biting its own tail type thing, but regeneration. And I feel like there's something also about keeping things moving, keeping things circulating, keeping things going, even if and when you may have difficulty. Like, for example, you may be someone who at times can be overrun by memories or things of the past that could make you feel a certain way, but it doesn't mean that you allow for it to stop you from taking action. You don't let that stop you from showing up confidently, from putting your best foot forward, from going after what is, like I said earlier, what is motivating and inspiring you into action. All right. I feel that for whatever reason showing up here. And if you are struggling, in any which way to have confidence, reach out, reach out. If it's not to me for a session, it doesn't have to be, but to talk to someone who you feel could build, is a friend of yours, a loved one, a family member who, is like really good at building confidence. Sometimes when we see the King of Rods, this is someone who is a very good performer, for example. And this doesn't need to mean like that you're fake or something, but it's about showing up with confidence, standing in your power, being very, don't be afraid. I don't know why, but I'm also getting like, I I don't know why, but forgive me, but the phrase dress to impress is coming through. So I don't know if that means anything for anyone. Like if you're going to an interview or if you're going like on a first date or something. I don't know what that's about, but I just got to be true to the downloads that are here. But at any rate, I'm going to just close things up. And again, just as that reminder, you can see part 2, kapualani.com/extensions, or book your session with me, kapualani.com. But I thank you so, so much for being here, for tuning in, and I will see you in part 2. Till next time, take care.